I am Lomachenko. You're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So let Bob Arum tell it. Vasyl Lomachenko will not be facing Gervonta Tank Davis. Bob Arum said that Gervonta is in a different weight class, and he basically does not want that fight for Lomachenko. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and quote exactly what Bob had to say. Forget Gervonta Davis. He is in a different weight class. We're not going over and talking to Heyman and getting tied up. We don't need Gervonta Davis. If he comes to us and he says, we'll fight Lomachenko at X amount, well, okay, we'd listen. But otherwise, I'm not chasing Gervonta Davis. End quote. And you know, ironically, this is right after Lomachenko just did a recent interview and he said he'll fight Tank Davis for free. Then his promoter comes out and says, we're not fighting Gervonta Davis. And Bob Arum said, I'm not chasing Gervonta. He didn't say we're not chasing him. He said, I'm not chasing Gervonta Davis. This is pretty interesting because Bob Arum has been very aggressive with calling out Errol Spence to try to make a Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence fight. He's also gone on record numerous times and implied that Al Heyman doesn't want to make the fight. So now in this situation, Bob Arum is making it very clear that he personally does not want to make a Tank Davis versus Lomachenko fight. So when it comes to the Mikey Garcia fight, a potential Lomachenko versus Mikey Garcia fight, Bob Arum, he said that fight has lost value. Now he's saying he does not want to make Loma versus Gervonta Tank Davis. See, my whole thing is, if Bob Arum, let's just talk about the Mikey Garcia situation for a second. If Lomachenko wants the Mikey Garcia fight, which he just recently said he does want the fight, I don't understand why Bob would tell the public that that fight has lost value. Because if that's a fight that you're going to have to sell eventually, some fans, they listen to everything that Bob Arum says. So if he says the fight has lost value, they're going to think that maybe this fight is not worth paying for, or is just not worth watching. Now, and of course, the diehard fans, they're going to watch any fight that comes on TV. But obviously, as a promoter, you want to always attract new fans. And I don't understand why Bob Arum would not want to make a Lomachenko versus Gervonta Tank Davis fight. It seems like it makes all the sense in the world, as does a Lomachenko versus Mikey Garcia fight. Both of those fights make all the sense in the world. Because I believe if Mikey Garcia does come back down to 135 and he fights Lomachenko, let's just say hypothetically Lomachenko wins that fight, it would make all the sense in the world to make a Lomachenko versus Gervonta Tank Davis fight, because that fight would be much, much bigger. Now, the reason why I say if Lomachenko wins, because Mikey Garcia's manager, he personally told me that Mikey Garcia and Gervonta Davis, they will never fight against each other because he manages them both. But that was a couple years ago that he told me that, so who knows if things have changed. But this is definitely unfortunate news if it's true that Lomachenko and Gervonta Tank Davis will never face off, because that fight can really be a huge fight in the sport of boxing. We'll see what happens, guys. That's all I got for now, and I'm on to the next one.